Good morning. How are we doing? Today's the 12th of June, 2025. We're going to get our blood pressure done, but I'm not doing blood sugars. Why? I just had breakfast. It's 6 a.m. Actually, it's 20 past 6. I've just been talking to my friend for the last 3 hours because we haven't had a catch up for months. She's been busy, I've been busy, and all of a sudden we were able to catch up, and it was like, what? And then, of course, you know, yibbity, and you just whatever, and then you go into the kitchen to go and refill your water bottle, which I forgot to do, by the way, and I grabbed breakfast instead. Yay. So, we're going to do the blood pressure, but we're not going to do the blood sugars. I'm not going to do the ketosis check until I'm onto the water fasting side of this situation, right? So once I do that, that'll be different. So my calories for yesterday were a whole 1587.5, and I had 4 meals, including some homemade lasagna, which I had probably a quarter of the size of the piece that I would normally have. It still came out at 450 calories, but I was able to do that because I'd been eating the veg all day. I'd had my yogurt pot, all of that kind of stuff. So I'm all good with that. I have a little bit of the veg left. There's 1 or 2 things I'd like to do with it. Oh, okay. This is possibly because I've been up and running about, okay? So it's 131 over 73.88 pulse, right? Let's get that written down. 131 over 73.88. 6:20 a.m. There we go. Far out. So, there we go. I really want people to, from what I'm doing. Yes, I'm keeping as close to whole foods as possible. Why? Because I have sugar triggers. Okay, I have to be really careful. What is going on? Is that from my mask? I think that's from my sleep mask. Just ignore that. I have sugar triggers. I have to get rid of the sugars as fast as I can. I have to be very careful with what I'm eating, and I have to be very careful with all of that, right? We all know that. That's fine. That's not a problem. So that's why I'm staying away from a lot of the processed foods. Apart from the fact that I have access to whole foods. So that makes life a little easier for me. I am aware that those of us with ADHD and autism, etc., are very much grab and go people. Some of us are quite happy to eat the same thing 4 or 5 times in a row, or it may be our favorite food for 2 weeks, and we want to eat nothing but that, and then as soon as we hit that wall, it's like, I'm never going to eat that again, or I won't eat that for another 2 years, right? So that's literally where we're at. Okay, there's a couple of different levels. Okay, Tanya and I tend to get bored within 2 or 3 days of having the same leftovers, and I have friends who won't even touch leftovers, even if they're in their fridge packed up ready for them to just grab and go, because they're not that kind of person. They'd rather pack them up, put them in the freezer, and eat them when they feel like it, which is cool. And whatever way works for you, that's all good, right? It is all good. For me, I need grab and go food. If I don't have grab and go food, and there is something that I shouldn't be eating, and it's accessible and easy for me to grab, then I will eat it instead. It doesn't matter if there's an apple. If the apple is not cut up without the core on, without the peel, well, the peel's fine. I'm cool with the peel, but the core, I'm gonna have to. I sit there and my brain literally calculates how much time it's gonna take before I can eat that apple, because by the time I am hungry, I am hungry. Okay, and especially when you're calorie deficient. When you're calorie deficient, you're starving your body, and your body is going to send you more and more hunger signals, which means that you need to have things on hand that are going to keep you in that calorie deficit and not be too hard the other way, all right, and drop you off. So for me, over the next few days, I'm going to be making a couple of dips. That's it. And then I'm going to have some pre-cut veg that I can just grab a box of and some of the dip and go and on my merry way. And I will be more than happy with that. More than happy with that. Can I just say? More than happy with that. Yes, I do have a little bit of this veg left over. What am I going to do with that? Well, I've got a couple of options. All right. Now, there's the one thing that my mum used to do. And I know this sounds really weird, but she used to just have steamed veg when she went on a health kick or a diet or something, whatever you want to call it. She used to, and by the way, my mum was 5'1" and a bit. Okay. And she was also a size 12 most of her adult life. And if she preferred to be a 10, and if she got to a 12 and wasn't a 10, she would literally starve herself back to a 10 and make the rest of us do it with her. Okay, so that's not great. But one of the things that she used to do that was really good, and that my dad used to go, do you know what, actually, we will all have this, because he did used to put his foot down and say, no, just because you're doing something doesn't mean the rest of us have to. Was steamed veg with salt, a little bit of salt and pepper on the plate, with a squeeze of lemon juice, with grated cheese on top and underneath the grill. Okay, I think you guys in the States call it a broiler, but we would put it under the grill, right? So you just have melted cheese on top, and that would be dinner. But that would have all kinds of veg in it. That would have everything from potatoes, sweet potatoes, probably not sweet potatoes, she didn't used to do those till we moved to New Zealand, but carrots, peas, broccoli, cauliflower, whatever we had in hand, they would all be chucked together, and you know, they would go on this dish, and it was actually really good. And I haven't done that for a very, very long time, and I'm kind of thinking, I don't have any lemon, but I have a lime. And would that matter? Would that make all the difference? I don't know if that would make a shocking lot of difference at all. I don't know. I don't know if it would make a lot of difference. I'm kind of hoping it wouldn't. I would very much like it as it is. And I think I might go for that. Give it a go. Maybe do it 2 days. I might do that for today. And what I will do is I will mix in with what I've got a little bit of frozen veg. So we've got lots of peas and mixed veg and corn and stuff like that I could mix in with that quite happily. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe we might give it a go and see what happens. It'll at least keep me going for the rest. It's not that much difference to what I've done. It's just it doesn't have the kefir or the, you know, cottage cheese in it. I do have some frozen beans, which would be good. I've got some tinned other beans that I could throw in. The problem is I don't want to bulk it out too much because this veg is going to go. And that's going to be it. So we'll wait and see. And yeah, but just remember, guys, you can have your lasagna and eat it too. You just have to look at what else you're eating with it, or around it, or before it, or whatever. I purposely saved up my calories yesterday so that I could have that. I had less than 1100 calories yesterday before Tanny came home, and I had that very small piece of, and I mean it was small, it was like this size piece of lasagna, and I was good with that. And why was it so many calories? I made it myself. I know what's in it. I'm not going through all of the ingredients, but I made it myself. It's a long list of ingredients, so yeah, it's gonna have some kickback on that. And it wasn't just beef mince either. I put in some smoked pork sausages that I broke down, took the skins off, broke them down into the sauce, did a whole heap of other veg and stuff all the way through it. But you know, these things add up. And I used jarred sauce, like jarred sauce that we'd found at the supermarket, so because I haven't made any mother sauce for a while and I kind of need to get on that. So there you go. That's pretty much your lot for today, me loves. Just we don't cheat when it comes to food. Okay? Cheating is taking steroids to win a race, to give you that edge. Cheating is going off with somebody else's partner, or, you know, doing it behind the back of your partner. That's cheating. But when it comes to food, there is no cheating. There's modifying. And I'd really like you guys to understand that. Bad food is gone off food, is rotten, stuff that needs to go in the compost. Good food is anything that's edible. How you eat that and how you put that together is modification, and how you modify it is entirely up to you. What works for you? If you can't afford to get whole foods, then get frozen, get canned. It is what it is. But you can't blame yourself, and you can't get your knickers in a knot over it. Okay? So take it easy. I love you guys heaps, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.